TNA No Surrender 2013 review and real highlights. So right off the bat, TNA opens up with a movie trailer. Same way all pay-per-views kick off. And the only reason I'm talking about this is because, damn, they managed to make something as boring as the Bound for Glory series this year look a million times more interesting than what it really was. So good job on TNA's production staff on that one. But then they cut to the arena, and once again, it looks like an ordinary episode of Impact. They don't have the red ropes, the turnbuckles all say Impact, and they don't even have an apron that says No Surrender. That's one of my main problems with these shows, is that TNA tries to hype these things up as big pay-per-view specials, but they can't even put that little extra effort to make it look like a special show. And I don't see why they can change the look around a little bit, since they treat the taped episodes like a continuation of the pay-per-view anyway. But that's just a little nitpick. Anyway, it's awesome seeing Mr. Kennedy finally get back into that main event spot again. Really, these last 2 weeks, he's looked the best that he has in 2 years. And the thing that scares me after tonight is that there's rumors that his contract might be coming up soon. And unlike AJ, I think there actually is a possibility that he might not re-sign. And I have mixed feelings about that, because on one hand, it would suck because that means he won't make it to Bound for Glory, even though there could be a big spot for him when he comes back. But on the other hand, that opens up the possibility for a WWE return. And with their lack of star power right now, he could return. His return would be a big deal. And that could be his chance to become the star that WWE wanted him to become in 2007. But then again, WWE might not want him back, or Vince would try to bury him like he did Christian just for joining TNA. So I'm mixed on this. What do you guys think? Because I think that if this is the last of Anderson in TNA, then I can only hope that he at least gets one last run with the WWE, even if it's just for a year. But on to the rest of the show. The Bound for Glory series, AJ Styles versus Austin Aries. I can make a lot of nitpicks here, but you know what? Why the hell not? Everyone else likes to nitpick at little details. Why can't I do that here? You know what? This was sloppy. They botched just about every move they tried. There was a lot of coordination issues. You could see them setting up moves. The match never really got out of first gear. Oh, and of course the biggest travesty of them all. AJ was supposed to be selling an injury here, but he was still doing crazy moves. I mean, that's like blasphemy. It's like 1 second his head hurts, then the next second he does a backflip. I mean, come on, how dare he do wrestling moves while he's supposed to sell an injury? That is just ridiculous. But it was alright for what it was. I think they could have done a lot more, because it didn't really pick up until the last 2 minutes. And then we got the second match, where Bobby Roode got the jobber entrance. Gee, I wonder who's winning, right? Well, actually, there was a lot of people that expected Roode to win. And I don't know why. I thought it was obvious that they were going to go with Magnus here. I mean, it made the most sense, because if Roode won, then that just make it even more obvious that AJ was winning, as if it could get any more obvious. But the thing about this was, Magnus won with a roll-up. Now, I personally don't care about details like that, but normally that's the type of thing that makes the internet blow up and go crazy about how, oh, it's just a lucky win, it doesn't do anyone any good. I'm surprised I haven't heard those complaints yet. So the final to the BFG series was Magnus and AJ, and I like how 4chan got involved in the middle of the match. That was interesting, and you could argue that it was pointless, but what I'm thinking is this might be setting up for a feud for Bound for Glory between either Bobby Roode and Magnus, or 4chan and the Mid-Card Mafia. And I have been sitting around trying to think about what the possible match card for Bound for Glory might look like, and I actually think it might not look that bad. I'll get more into that next week, but it's official, AJ Styles versus Bully Ray at Bound for Glory. I'll say that it's better than Bully Ray versus Magnus, because even though Magnus needed it more, I really don't see the big deal about Magnus. He's never really been anything other than okay in my book, but that's just me. But I stand by my statement that my excitement level for this match just isn't all that high. But it's getting more interesting over the last couple of weeks, so I'll give TNA that. But am I the only one that thinks that AJ Styles is trying desperately to be like CM Punk? And by that, I mean trying to get over by cutting work shoots. Because now apparently he has this problem with Dixie Carter and he's going to call her out or something. My guess is that he's just going to use all the same complaints that the internet's been making about how bad Dixie is at doing her job. And that's fine. I get the feeling I'm going to like that promo. But it's just, where the hell did this come from all of a sudden? I don't know. I usually like these types of storylines, so it might be good. But then again, it's Dixie Carter. So we'll see. Overall, my excitement level for Bound for Glory hasn't changed much since last time. So yeah, next week I'll get into my predictions for what I think the Bound for Glory match card might look like. Anyway, this has been MTO with the MTO More Review saying yada yada yada, blah blah blah, the end.